Hello guys and welcome to MotorBeam. Now I've already compared all the 125cc scooters that are available in India on MotorBeam Hindi, but today we are comparing the two maxi scooters in the 125cc category, that is the latest Aprilia SXR 125 against the well-known Suzuki Burgman Street 125. So let's compare them and I'll tell you which is the better choice for you. Before we begin, subscribe to MotorBeam and don't forget to hit the bell icon. The Aprilia SXR 125 is no different than the 160. Everything, the body panels, the structure, the chassis, everything is the same. The only difference is that the SXR does not get ABS anymore because it is below 160cc and it gets a 125cc motor. So in the last video when I compared the Aprilia SXR 160 against the 125, we had already established that the SXR is a lot more sportier and the Burgman is a lot more comfortable. Design, well, the thing is, styling depends on your choice. If you like a particular scooter for that particular design, you can go for it in that manner. It is a biased opinion, so I won't talk about it much, but I can give you specific points that the Aprilia is a lot more aggressive, is a lot more pointy, while the Burgman is a lot more bulkier all around. The Burgman also feels that it has missed leg day, while the Aprilia feels a lot more proportionate. If you want comfortable ergonomics all around, the Burgman provides you with comfort for the rider as well as pillion. The Aprilia is comfortable at the same time, but the footboard area is not as spacious as the Burgman is, and you can't even put your leg up like you can do on the Burgman. Both the scooters have almost a similar seat height. Burgman is slightly taller by 10 mm. The overall seat cushioning is a lot more softer on the Burgman as compared to the Aprilia. Burgman does provide you with quite a few storage spaces all around, while the Aprilia has a complete box up front, and that was same present in the Aprilia 160, same has been continued on the 125. If I talk about the instrument cluster, well, Burgman is available in two variants basically, one with a normal digital cluster and second with a Bluetooth connectivity option. The one on the Aprilia is a lot more bigger, has a lot more data, plus it has a set of switch gear that you can play around with and control the data. So a better and a bigger looking instrument cluster is available on the Aprilia. But if you want that connectivity with turn-by-turn navigation option, that is present on the Burgman. Now, talking about the heart of the matter, now both the scooters get a 124cc engine. The Burgman has an advantage here with better torque on offer because it produces almost 10 Nm of torque. The Aprilia over here has lesser, almost 9.5 Nm of torque, but it produces a bit more power at 9.38 bhp, while the Burgman produces just 8.5 bhp. Another advantage with the Aprilia is that it has a better breathing engine with a 3-valve motor compared to a 2-valve on the Burgman. So if you're looking for a scooter that is more city biased, then you can go for the Burgman because it has decent torque for the city as it has all the punch in the mid-range. If you want outright performance, you can actually pick the Aprilia because it actually has a better top speed. Both the scooters get a CVT automatic gearbox, while both provide you with similar numbers in mileage front. However, Burgman is a little bit more efficient. But if you talk about the riding range, you can get actually a better riding range on the SXR 125 because the difference in mileage is just by 1 or 2 km per liter, but SXR gets a 7-liter fuel tank and the Burgman gets a simple smaller 5.5 liter fuel tank. So if you calculate a mileage of almost 40 km per liter, the Burgman will give you a range of almost 200 km, while in the same case if you calculate a mileage of 38 km per liter, the Aprilia will give you a better, much more riding range of almost 250 km. Talking about the minuscule things that bother you quite some time is the vibrations. Now Aprilia is not a completely smooth scooter. Even after being 125, it provides you with decent amount of vibrations that are present all around. So you can feel some vibrations on the handlebar and on the seat while pushing the scooter. At the same case, Burgman is a lot more smoother and feels a lot more comfortable while doing city duties or even pushing the scooter a bit. Now both the scooters have a similar ground clearance of 160 and 161 mm. The only thing that matters is the wheelbase because the Aprilia has a longer wheelbase by almost 100 mm. Both the scooters still get an underbone chassis, but if you want to have a good feedback from the scooter for leaning or for aggressive riding, even after having a longer wheelbase, the Aprilia feels a lot more sportier, has a better feedback because it comes with thicker tire options, 120 section at the front as well as the rear, while the same for the Burgman, 90 section front and a 90 section rear with a 12-inch front tire and just a 10-inch rear tire. Both the tires on the Aprilia are 12-inch tires. The feedback on the handlebar is almost the same in both the scooters, but the Burgman is easier to take a U-turn because of the smaller wheelbase. The Aprilia takes a little wider space. Now both the scooters, the Aprilia as well as the Suzuki Burgman, don't give you as much space as you would expect in the underseat storage. You can fit a normal size helmet, but a full face big helmet won't fit inside. To add to one more feature, both the scooters do provide you with USB charging in their storage pockets. So overall, if you want a comfortable scooter for the city, the Burgman still has it all. Now both the scooters get similar set of hardware like telescopic force at the front as well as offset adjustable monoshock at the rear. Now the suspension tuning on the Burgman is a lot more softer as compared to the Aprilia, while the chassis flex is the least on the Aprilia. So you actually get better handling and overall better feedback on the Aprilia as compared to that of the Burgman. Burgman is a lot more comfortable, best for touring or basically commuting around with a pillion. Now in the Aprilia SXR 160, you used to get ABS as standard. For the 125, things have changed a little because you get CBS as standard, which is same across both the Aprilia as well as the Suzuki Burgman. You still get a disc brake at the front and a drum brake at the rear, and the CBS works actually really well. The grip from the tires on the Burgman is not as much as you can see on the Aprilia, and hence the Aprilia feels a lot more confident to ride. If you see the sales and service network of Aprilia and Suzuki, it is not as widespread as other manufacturers. However, Suzuki is available a bit more easily as compared to Aprilia. So if you are concerned about the after sales service and the cost of after sales as well, you can actually prefer the Burgman more because it will be cheaper to maintain compared to that of the Aprilia. And when I say the service is cheaper, the sales is cheaper too, because Burgman comes at an on-road price of 1,05,000 rupees, while the same for the Aprilia SXR 125 is 1,35,000 rupees. Earlier the 160 was almost 50,000 more. This time around the SXR 125 is 30,000 more. So if you're willing to spend the extra 30,000 for a sportier looking scooter, then you can get the Aprilia SXR 125 if you want a maxi scooter. If not, the Burgman is a very good option. But if you're still in the market looking for a cheaper option but want a 125, then I'll suggest you can go for the Suzuki Axis 125 because it is nothing but a Burgman without the extra body panels. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, do hit the like button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.